Next up, at UFC 287, we have Ignacio Bahamondes taking on Trey Ogden. Trey Ogden stepping up on short notice. Ignacio lost his original opponent, Nicholas Mata. I think he showed it on Twitter, a nasty cut. Ignacio Bahamondes, he's coming back after a year away, but he is 13-4 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. And I believe that year off, somebody said it was visa issues, if you trust the comment section. Trey Ogden, 16-5 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off his first UFC win. Ignacio Bahamondes is huge for this division. Super long, super tall, and he uses that length and reach really, really well. He's got a surprising output volume. Like, he's landing at an incredible pace. Pretty good power. He's got good footwork, good head movement, and that sort of protects him from power shots. And he's got solid takedown defense at 95%. His takedown offense is absolute trash, dumpster fire city. But he doesn't need it because his striking is phenomenal. His takedown defense is phenomenal. And he's coming off a win over Zhu Rong where he snatched up a submission off of Zhu's takedown attempt. He's taking on Trey Ogden. Trey Ogden, again, stepping up on short notice. He was supposed to fight 2 weeks ago, I believe, if not 3. I think 2 weeks ago. His fight was canceled. So he's here. And we've had a lot of this lately. Austin Lingo was just in the same situation. Cutting weight twice like that in 2 to 3 weeks is not good. And you do see the difference in the fight. So that's not going to work out well for Trey. But Trey is an athletic guy. He's solid grappler, solid takedowns, decent power in his hands. He's definitely a grappler, but if you look into his fights a little closer, some of those submission wins were started because he dropped somebody. He just dropped them and then pounced. So it's not always got to get the takedown to get it to the ground. He's coming off a win over Daniel Zellhuber, where he only went 1 for 9 in takedown attempts, but he was super tough on his feet, and he did win some of those striking exchanges. And this is Ignacio Bahamondes all day long. All day long. Trey is solid, but 2 weight cuts, as I mentioned, in a couple of weeks is going to be a problem. Ignacio Bahamondes, long, hits hard, fantastic grappling, fantastic hands. I'm all over Ignacio here. He's absolutely going to get this done, and throw him in parlays, all that crap. I think you're good to go. What do you think?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite plays on the card as well, and I'm definitely going to load up throughout the week for the premium members for sure. But yeah, it is a catch weight, so that is something to take into consideration. But honestly, the catch weight I think helps both of them. You mentioned how big Ignacio is. I think the catch weight is going to help him as well. This should be simply Ignacio with his length, with his jab, fantastic jab. He's very long with the jab, very long with all his strikes really, but with the way that Trey Ogden strikes, because he is tough, you mentioned he's a decent striker, he's got decent power, but he will just kind of march forward and just walk forward with his head just straight on the center line. You don't see this guy bobbing and weaving, footwork in and out, just boom, 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 right in front of you. Ignacio should just jab, jab, jab. If he jabbed for the first 2 rounds, I mean, just boom, boom, boom. He could have this guy out of there just with jabs. I mean, I think that's how effective his jab can be in this fight. Now, as you mentioned, Trey does grapple. He does wrestle at times. Ignacio, unfortunately, does love those front chokes. I don't want to see any front chokes from Ignacio in this fight. That's the only thing I'm worried about, is Trey takes a shot, and Ignacio with the front chokes, the guillotines, the Darza, whatever it is. I don't want him pulling that stuff because if he ends up on his back, it's not good against a guy like Trey Ogden. So I don't want to see any of the guys. I'm very anti-guillotine. I hate guillotines more than anything in the world. People always pull them. They always end up on their back. They lose rounds because of it. I don't want to see any of it. Defend the takedown. Stay at range. Jab, jab, jab. That's all you need. Ignacio Bahama Mama should dominate this fight.
Listen, I completely agree across the board. Luckily, he's got that 95% takedown defense because he doesn't want to be on the ground. Like, he has very good practical jiu-jitsu, right? He's not playing the guard bullshit, he's snatching things up in scrambles, using his length, but he recognizes I'm always the better striker. Let me keep this on my feet. So but I agree. If
People love guillotines, man.
If he gets taken down and wants to play that game because they're easy. That's why.
Oh yeah, I know, but you got to know at this level, at this point. If I was a coach and I had a fighter that ever fucking pulled guillotine, the only time you should ever pull a guillotine is if you're down 2 rounds. It's the 3rd round.
Hail Mary.
It's a Hail Mary. You think you can get whatever it is. If you were up, it's a first round. Never pull a goddamn guillotine. 90% of the time, that's probably the real stat. You're not going to sub him. You're going to end up on your back and you're going to lose the round.
Glover Teixeira literally lost his belt because he jumped guillotine. Literally lost his belt because he jumped guillotine.
That wasn't even like he was on the neck a little bit and then, I think I got it. That was just like, whoa!
Literally lost the belt because he did that. So I hear you. We're on the complete same page here. Ignacio Bahamondes, check out Premium. We've got a couple things going with him in there. $9,400 in DraftKings. For a pay-per-view, I don't want to say this is a sketchy card because it's not sketchy per se. Like I managed to make money at UFC San Antonio.
It feels like somebody's going to mess it up.
I was very careful with this week's safety parlay because I'm like, everything I liked, I'm like, But this does feel like, I mentioned, a lot of mid-sized favorites. Even Bahamondes, he's only minus 335. He's probably my most confident pick on the entire card. He should be bigger than that. The rest of the card is like minus 190. We broke that down with, what's his name? Nerd and Beak? Should that dude be minus 190? No. So a couple sketchy spots here. I think we've got some good ones for you for premium members. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's $10. It's $10. It's
minus
an absolute
$340 now.
It's an absolute joke. Yeah, I did these graphics at noon, so you got a half a point on Bahamondes.
Shylon's going down too, minus 184 now. It's closing a little bit.
Yeah. The safety parlay is on the website. I mentioned the website, instead of just having bets, picks, individual pages, I have my own page. Jacob has his own page. They have their own information, their own look and feel. We're doing round lines. We're doing all the things. The safety parlay is mine. That is on my page. You go to Jacob's page, you'll see the lock of the week tracker. Every single lock of the week he's ever had, if they won or lost, and what that did for the units. We're going to add something similar for the safety parlay on my page as well. So by splitting us up, we'll never split up, Jakey boy. By splitting us up, you will you get all the extra content, all the extra information. Tiffany came to get the baby monitor. Yes, last time you peeked in and somebody screenshotted your face. And now they know how lucky I am.
Bold idiot.
That's how you do it, boys. WeOwnPicks.com. Click Become a Member.